This is the way we see it. See it. This is the way we 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 see it. This is. This is the way we see it. See it. This is the way we see it. This is the way. This is the way we see it. 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 This is. Cumberbatch.
Hi, and I'm Kawana Norman.
And this is the way we see it. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We had to take a break last Thursday. The break was just a have to. There's so much going on. We had to break. So I know y'all missed us, and we missed y'all too. But guess what?
We missed them too.
Yes. Guess what? We back. We back. We in the building. Jam's in the building. And we got some nice, lovely summertime refreshment in front of us. Lemon basil, courtesy of the Urban Drinkery. I mean, on a nice hot summer day in August, knocking on the door of September, there's nothing like a nice, refreshing lemon basil drink from the Urban Drinkery to cool and refresh your palate. Yes. That's the best tasting lemonade I've had this side of the equator. But anyway, we got a hot show for y'all today. We're talking about some new stuff to us at least, and new stuff to a lot of you.
Yes, I think it's all pretty new.
You know, but before we get into the movies and the shows, we're gonna go ahead and just jump into this breaking news. So, what you got for us, Kawana?
Breaking news! Oh my gosh! In the sports world,
Okay.
New York Knicks are
New York
trying
Knicks.
to acquire Donovan Spider Mitchell
Woo! Oh man,
from the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, he's like one of their hot weapons.
He is.
He's the man. Yes,
he's the man on the team.
I mean, talk about an amazing point guard.
Yes.
He is that guy. I mean, he's gotten them to the playoffs, championships, all that good stuff. So okay, wow.
That would be a very big deal for New York.
Right.
I think helping out. What's the man over there? The big guy on New York.
You're asking me at the wrong time right now.
That's so sad. But but Spider will put them back in the limelight. He will. He'll put them back in there. That's breaking news out of New York. And also, oh my gosh, I don't know how I feel about this, but the Lakers have signed Patrick Beverley.
Wow.
Yes, he is now a Laker.
Wow, Patrick Beverley is a Laker, so
Yes,
that means
they finalized that deal this morning.
So that means somebody's going to the bench.
So the word is, and it's true, Russell and Patrick do not get along. They have been rivals for a very long time.
Right.
So how is this going to play out?
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So this should be interesting. I mean, they're being forced to join forces. You know? I mean, but you know what? At the same time, it's one thing to be rivals when you're on the other side. You know, when you have to play against each other. You also have when they come together for like the Olympics, or for the NBA All-Star Game, things of that nature. They have to play together. So, you know, you have moments where they're able to set aside the differences for the greater cause.
They're saying this, not setting aside any differences here. No.
Okay.
It's really a hate relationship there.
All right.
And plus what you just said earlier, someone's going to the bench.
Yes, someone is going to the bench.
It's looking like it's Russ. So he's already not happy.
Yeah.
You know, so this, how do you think this is making him feel to acquire someone basically with, you know, that plays your same position?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, I look at it as, you know, the way teams are now, you know, yes, you have your starting five, but your bench is what puts you over the top.
Right.
And if you have players like a Russell Westbrook, or like Marcus Smart for Boston, things of that nature, who was coming off the bench and giving you this surge of energy.
But those are people who have accepted their role as coming off the bench.
And I agree.
Russ has not accepted that.
Right. It hasn't settled in for him yet.
You have to accept it for it to work.
You're right. So hopefully Russ will be able to settle into that.
Right.
And who knows, it might be a thing to where they're alternating starting. You know, this game, Patrick starting. Next game, Russ is starting.
They're saying adding Patrick would help them more defensively. Yeah,
I mean, because their defense definitely and totally did suck.
Yes.
Like,
so they're thinking
suck.
He will give them that burst of, let's get out here and play defense.
You would have thought with Russell being on the team and as fast and as aggressive as he is, defensively, you know, that would have helped him. But, you know, you got these big tall trees that don't want to move like that, you know, so you need some small shrubs that's gonna, you know, do some things for you and cause some havoc and, you know, create some disruption. So I feel them on that.
Two more things before we move on.
Okay.
Kevin Durant, KD, and the Nets have decided to move forward together. So he won't be traded. He's gonna stay with them, and they're gonna move on together. And Kyrie's staying also. So that's the Nets for the 2022-23 season.
So they had a kumbaya moment and decided to.
I'm pretty sure some things were settled behind the scene.
Yeah.
And then the other breaking news, which is really horrible for one player, the number 2 draft pick, Chet Holmgren, is out for the season.
Oh.
He injured his foot against LeBron James in a Pro-Am game. That Saturday.
Wow.
So they just broke that news this morning that he's out for the season. Number 2 draft pick.
Wow.
Yeah. He's with OKC.
Yeah.
So that's the breaking news.
Yeah. And that's tough too, because, you know, when they used to make players like really in their contracts sign
not to
play in these exhibition type deals, you know, but at the same time you gotta play to stay in shape. So, you know,
and then the court, the day that he got hurt, they stopped the game in the second quarter due to the condition of the court.
What was wrong with the court?
Something about the floors and stuff. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah.
But he definitely injured it trying to defend LeBron from going up for a shot or something. But they keep showing it. You can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely happened Saturday. He got the news today that he needs to have surgery and all that. He's out for the season.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Out for the season, man. Well, we're definitely sorry to hear that for the second round draft pick, who does not even get the chance to kick off his career in the NBA.
He was number 2, and they were thinking he should have gone number 1, but he went number 2.
Yeah. Well, number 2, the positive thing about it is that you still are on the team.
Yes.
They're still going to give you a chance to rehab and come back, and you still have a spot. So you at least got a 1 to 2 year chance to show what you're going to do in the NBA once you recover. And then, of course, clock is ticking after that. And it's a funny thing about how injuries go, but that's pretty much what happens when you get injured. The clock starts ticking.
And they named some other players who was in the same type of position and went on to be have very successful careers.
Yeah.
So he's in good company.
Yeah, right.
And he'll get the best.
The best of attention and doctor's care and things of that nature. So, I'm sure they're going to rehab him pretty hard, push him to the limit. We got Dave Smith, who, our boy, who always, is watching with us. He said Patrick Beverly is a major defensive player. So, yeah, he is a major defensive player, and they're definitely going to need that.
He's that gnat that's always in your ear. I'm not a Patrick Beverly fan. I'm really not. I think he has a poor attitude. He plays kind of dirty.
See, I think that's what makes him who he is, though.
But you didn't let me finish. I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
That's what they love.
Yes, they love a beast.
If they love it, I like it.
Yes, he is a pint-sized Dennis Rodman. And I mean, he's taller than me, but since he's out there and not me, he's a pint-sized Dennis Rodman. And, and that's what's needed. You need someone that's going to be aggressive, not afraid to use their body to go after the ball, things of that nature, disrupt things, get in a person's head, put them in a position to where you force them to make a turnover. I mean, that's what you want. And so defense wins ball games.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
We have 2 NFL preseason games scheduled for tonight. We have the Packers against the Chiefs at 8:00, and we have the 49ers against the Texans.
Okay.
At 8:15.
Packers and Chiefs, 49ers and Texans. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Huh.
That is the breaking news.
I got you. Shout out to those teams that are, playing right now, NFL wise. My Bucks, we aren't looking too hot. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. The scores have not been outrageously crazy, so we haven't gotten blown out, but we also have not won, at least none of what I've watched.
Exactly.
And so, but that's okay because
I was just saying,
because it is team tryouts in essence, and we have a lot of the key players that we've had during our Super Bowl run and our playoff run last season. We do still have a lot of those key players on board. And then, of course, once Brady comes back, things of that nature, he'll sink in with the offense and things will look a lot better. And because of the scores, I will say defensively, we might not be that bad off either, because the scores have been kept down to some pretty low numbers. So you put in some offense on our end, that whole dynamic looks a whole lot different.
Guess what they said? It's a rumor saying. It's a rumor out there.
Oh, gosh.
That Tom Brady was off taping The Masked Singer. That's why he wasn't there.
And you know what? That would be so cool if he was. Sure. I mean,
that's the rumor.
Yo, that would be dope if he's on The Masked Singer. I mean, I didn't know he could sing like that, but
But you know what? On that show, you don't know a lot of them could sing like that.
Yeah. And then they work with you too, to vocally train you to at least be able to stay on the notes for certain things. And so
that's a rumor.
But and then too, the type of song that you pick, or that they pick for you to sing, however it works out, that does matter too, because some of them don't really require you to have to be a singer. like the song "I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt."
Well, I'm gonna be
too
honest
sexy
with you.
for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. You don't have to really sing for that.
When Gronkowski was on there, he needed to be eliminated.
But Gronk went a long way. Gronk made it pretty far.
No, he did not.
If I remember right, he made it.
No.
How far did he get? He at least got to the second or third show.
I watched The Masked Singer.
So did I.
No,
Gronk went pretty far.
What was he, the lion or the panther or something?
He was something like that.
No.
But either way.
See,
party foul.
That's because you didn't tell the truth.
It's all good. It's all good. So maybe Gronk didn't make it that far. You're right. Maybe the light's telling on us. I don't know. But let's go ahead and jump into these shows that we're watching. I'm gonna go ahead and let's start with Raising Kanan. Let's show the trailer to Raising Kanan. And for those of you who have not caught on to this series, which is another spinoff of Power, it's a really, really good show. It gives us some backstory into one of the main characters, Kanan, who was friends at one point in time with Ghost and Tommy from the Power series. And, it goes back to show how he came to get into the drug game. And it's really interesting because he's the son of a queen drug pin.
Yes.
Queen pin.
Queen pin.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word for
queen pin.
Drug queen pin.
Yes.
and the dynamics of whether or not he wants to be in the game or not, and him getting ultimately put into a position to where he doesn't have a choice anymore. Yeah. And he ends up taking over. Yeah. So we're going to play that trailer for Raising Kanan. For those of you who have not seen anything on this series as of yet, this is season 2 that we are watching. Yes. And it's a really good one. So here we go.
You get into an age, Kanan, where you're going to want to start figuring out what you want for your life, making your mark on this world.
Doing what I did that night? Looking that cop in the face? I don't think I'm up for any of this.
I'm looking to build, expand.
Kanan is scared, Rock.
I know who my son is, and I know what he's capable of.
I can't protect you the way that I thought I could, Mom.
So you're the little broad creating all these big problems, huh?
When they come for us, they gonna come for all of us.
You gonna question me?
I'm just trying to keep us all alive.
Your mom should have never asked you to do that, Kanan. But she was wrong.
You a man now, Kanan. It's time to get it.
On the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job at second hand. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater. Time to grip the chest like leather.
Everything I'm doing, I'm doing for you.
Figured out I went the wrong route, so I got with a sick tight click and went all out. Gas moves everything around me.
You the heir to this throne, Kanan. And it's waiting for you, if you want it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's Raising Kanan. The series is really good. There's so many interesting dynamics that it really touches on, especially from a family perspective and the family business and working the family business. And I know a lot of us, to some degree, can relate to if you have a family business and the parents wanting you to, take over when
and you're not wanting to.
Right.
That's in real life. You know, I don't want to be in the family business.
Yeah.
I'm being forced to do it.
Right.
And that's what's happening to Kanan, because honestly, you could tell that he does not want to do this.
Not anymore.
He's not made out for it.
At first, he was like begging to get in. Please, let me do it. Let me do it.
Even then, I don't think he wanted to do it. I think he was just trying to protect his mother.
Yeah.
I don't think it was something that he wanted to do. But as a son, he wants to try to protect his mom.
I mean, I
by
feel
any
that.
means necessary.
I feel that. But I mean, I also too look at the fact that he's got 2 uncles, and both of the uncles are in the game, and the uncles are dressing fly, driving nice cars, things of that nature, and you know that this is how they're doing it, and so
Right, he knows that's how they're doing it. But go back on the shows. It never really appealed to him.
I mean,
Because she always gave him what he wanted,
and he did get it from his mom,
Yeah,
but at the same time, as a guy looking at other guys and people that you look up to, you only have like for the as tight as neighborhoods were growing up, especially back in the day. I know for me, our neighborhoods were really tight to where, you only had a few people that you would look up to, or that you could look up to in your neighborhood. And most of them were either your sports athletes that were doing really well, or people that were selling drugs, things of that nature, and getting, all kinds of money, cars, girls, you name it, and you look at those lifestyles and you're like, man, yeah, sometimes it was the police officers that maybe lived in your neighborhood, or the firefighter or somebody to that effect, but we didn't have very many lawyers or doctors or anything like that actually lived in our neighborhood. So the people that you look up to, especially from a familial standpoint, are your relatives. And if you got relatives that are, well off in some capacity, you look at what they're doing and how they're doing it, you kind of want to follow in that path. So I think Kanan is he's young. So of course his mind's going to change. It looks glamorous until you start doing it. And then all of a sudden, when you find out what it takes to do what it is, you realize, I don't really got the energy and or patience for it. And so I think that's one point that he got to where it's like, I want to try, not really knowing all that comes with that, And then as he starts to learn what comes with that, now he's like, you know what? I don't think I'm cut out to really be a part of that type of lifestyle. But based on some of the things that he's done now at this point, especially in season 2, he's kind of now got to keep going with it. And Moms is like,
he was, honestly, I'm standing by it. He was never made out for it, and he knew it. It was all in his facial expression, everything. Even Jukebox told him that, listen, this is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was never for him. He did it because he felt like he needed to protect his mother. It's not, to me, it wasn't the life that he wanted. But because I'm the man of the house, I got to step up and try to help my mom. So he did that. And,
I got you.
And think about all that he did. It never worked out for him. He's not that guy.
No. I mean, he even shot his own daddy.
You know what I'm saying?
He don't know it's his daddy yet.
But
he done shot his own daddy for the sake of
everything he tried to do,
yeah,
it never turned out like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And it's like she had to go back and clean stuff up.
Yeah.
So she's trying to make him into something that he's just not made up for.
Yeah.
And she's going to keep cleaning up his messes.
Well, as long as he continues to get in them. But, she's also grooming him in the business as well. So I think he's at more of a place to where he's more open to listening because now he's in it and he doesn't want to mess up. And so I think as we see the season progress, we're going to see more of him probably being more respectful to the game.
He's what we're going to see as the season progresses is that his mother lies.
Well, yes.
Lies to him. And he's seeing that. Only the 2 shows in of season 2, he sees that she doesn't tell him the truth.
Yeah, she doesn't tell him the whole truth.
And now he's questioning her, like, you told me this, but it's really this.
Turning into that.
You know what I'm saying? So
we gonna see. And now, I guess I go ahead and give you your props on Beast. Can we give Kawana a hand clap of?
I'm just saying. Sometimes listen to the lady.
So Beast, starring Idris Elba, came out this past weekend, and Kawana got the chance to see it, and she readily, and if you remember a few shows ago, we had a debate on whether or not the beast that the movie is referencing is truly a beast, as in a lion, that they have to defeat in order to be able to live at peace in this area of Africa that they're in. And, okay. So
sometimes it's just what it seems.
Got you.
It's just a lion.
So give your breakdown of the movie, how you felt, and some of the things you saw, some takeaways from the movie.
Well, I'm a big Idris Elba fan, so
A lot of women are.
It's not much that he can do wrong. Did he play his part? Yes, he did.
Yes, he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. So
yes, he was great in it.
Yeah.
The girls, the daughters,
yeah,
they were both really good. So I kind of see why he didn't use his own daughter, because he really connected with those two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it could have been, I don't know. It seemed like it was missing something. Was it too short? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, it did go by pretty quick.
Yes.
I mean, but once the action started going, and the beast is identified and things of that nature, now it's on a constant head swivel of where is he at? When is he coming?
I mean, I liked the movie. I did.
Yeah.
I guess that's my big takeaway, that I thought it was too short, but I love the scene with him and the beast at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, okay.
Well, we're not gonna totally give it all the way away.
I didn't give it all away.
No, you didn't. So I'm just saying we're not going to, for the sake of those who have not seen it yet. We don't want to spoil it all the way for you. But if you're watching this show, we're talking about stuff we've seen. So that means you're gonna get some.
Sometimes it's spoiler.
Yeah, you're gonna get spoiled. So,
but I think him and the two young ladies, I think they were good. I think
had good chemistry.
Yes,
on screen, and that's what you want. You want to be able to, when you're watching a show, a movie, whatever it is that you're watching, you want to be able to feel comfortable while watching it. Mm-hmm. And and a lot of that goes to the acting, and then too, a lot of that also goes to the production team, from the director to those working the camera to the editors, all that good stuff, who help to make these things comfortable to watch.
Right.
Color choices. I mean, it's just so much that goes into production that plays on the psyche of us as an audience, that allows us to be able to relax and eat popcorn and just get into the story, or whatever we eat, chicken wings, whatever you eat while watching a movie. And and that's a good poll question right now that we're going to put out there to those who are watching and those who will watch this later on, once the show posts onto YouTube for later viewing. What do you eat while watching a movie?
I know here at Cobb, is it Cobb? Because I watched it actually in a different city. But here, if I had been here, I would have gotten, I think it's at Cobb Movie Theater, they have the mountain of nachos. That's so good.
Yes.
I like that.
Nachos are good to eat during the movie. Yes. Me personally, I love to get a hot dog, popcorn, and a slushie.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos. Mm-hmm. And if I can't have all three, I'll at least do the popcorn and the slushie.
No candy?
No candy. I don't know. Well, actually, I may need to start adding candy into that mix so that I don't fall asleep during the movie, because when you burning the midnight oil and burning the candle at both ends in between, and then you finally stop to do something, your body's like, nah, bro, this is our time to catch up.
Okay.
On what you've been depriving us of. Mm-hmm. And so as of late, man, I've been catching power naps whenever I stop and sit down. and I'm not physically doing something, actively doing something, yeah, it's a 20-minute tap out.
That's like me. Yep.
You know, and so I got my friends are clowning me now all over the country. Anywhere, anyone who knows me knows that Crane's got a 20-second tap out, and I could be talking to you nice and clear, and next you know.
Yeah, you did it the other day.
I did do it the other day, and so you know we're not gonna front, we ain't gonna lie, but it did happen. But we're gonna keep on moving and keep on talking because we got way more other shows to talk about. For you Game of Thrones fans, they have come back with a prequel. Since we're talking about prequels, which is what Raising Kanan is to the Power series,
right?
The Game of Thrones writers, producers, and directors have come back with a prequel called House of Dragon. Dragon or Dragons is whichever one you want to say it.
Right.
It's a prequel, and it really it centers around the Targaryen family, who is a family that has actually been able to become one with dragons. And dragons back in these days of medieval times and things of that nature were very powerful. Dragon. There we go. Yes, no S on dragon. Unless you got more than one, then you know. Anyway, so but in these medieval times, dragons kind of helped make the difference in a lot of these wars that were being fought, because with their ability to breathe fire, and cover wide areas, wide masses, that's a weapon. It's a weapon of mass destruction, and a weapon that is hard to fight against, especially if it's coming at you from the air. It can blow fire from a certain distance, and it can, destroy you before you got a chance to retaliate or do anything like that. But it is all good. Dave says he likes to do big popcorn with plenty of butter and cheddar cheese powder. I heard that. Large soda and some chocolate candy. So he does it all.
He does it all.
He does it all. So
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So Dave, I'm going to be joining you in that in my future movie watching. I wish I had some popcorn right now though for these trailers we show. But that's all right. I'm going to put that on the menu for the next show. Have some popcorn so he can be eating something while we watch these trailers. But this is the trailer for House of Dragon, the prequel to Game of Thrones.
War is afoot.
The dream. It was clearer than a memory. And I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords. And I placed my heir upon the Iron Throne. And all the dragons roared as one.
I consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Well, who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
Rhaenyra. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
Rhaenyra's succession will be challenged. Knives will come out.
You are the king. Your duty is to take a new wife.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir.
War is afoot.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Your family has dragons.
They are a power men should never have trifled with.
If Rhaenyra comes into power, she can cut off any challenge to her succession.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Our hearts were never one. Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne. Where is duty? Where is sacrifice? Now they see you as you are.
Oh, yes. Well, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. House of Dragon. Again, spinoff from the Game of Thrones. And if you liked the Game of Thrones, which I don't know too many people that did not like the Game of Thrones, you now have something to pull you right back in.
Oh, yes.
And get you all warm and fuzzy and bubbly on the inside in a good way. Not a bad way, but in a good way. So that's what's up, and that's on HBO, and HBO has like really came back with some shows. I mean, not that they fell off, but these other streaming platforms have really done some tremendous job in creating shows that have grabbed our attention and has kept us, on those networks for a while. And so now HBO is coming back with a heavy hitter.
Yes.
To say, we need to take back our Sunday nights, or at least get back on your list of streaming channels to watch, to catch these shows that are binge watchable, and also, just good series.
I had read yesterday, and I was trying to find it, where the actor the fans aren't happy with the black actor that's cast
in House of Dragon.
Yes, in that major role, because he's the lord of one of the houses.
Yeah,
and they're like, no, he shouldn't have been a black guy. He shouldn't have been a black man.
Well, I mean, if you look at history, blacks were all in and throughout.
And that's what he came back when he answered this. That's what he came back with, the history and stuff like that. But you know how people are. Yeah,
and so I just think some people just need to do their research and look back and see that especially if any place but America, blacks were, and blacks were brought to America, and so but anyway, to not get into that racial political.
Right. I just read that yesterday. And I was like, wow, let the man, they wanted to cast him as this major player in the House of Dragon. Yeah, and I mean, and that should be of no consequence. Yes. If he's led by a black man, but to each his own. And you don't have to agree. You don't have to like it. You really don't. You can have your preference, and you don't have to watch it. Yep, and you do not have to watch it. You can fast forward past that part. Exactly. Oh man, Dave says he can definitely see himself getting stuck on House of Dragon, and I definitely can see myself getting stuck on it as well. I watched the first episode, and I did too before. It is so I could do my homework. Right. Yes. I watched it earlier today, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." Yeah. I'm in. Definitely pulls you in, even though and me and this candle today are just not friends at all. But that's okay. So we're going to keep it going. Jamie Foxx is back on Netflix. And he has a new show called, not a show, but movie. Actual movie. Day Shift. And you know what? To be honest with you, from the trailer, I did not think that it was about what it was about. Right. I mean, I totally was thinking it was going to be about something else. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and play that trailer right now and let you see it for yourself. And then I'll tell you what I thought when I first saw it.
It's going to be a hot one in Los Angeles.
So what's on the agenda today?
My eyes are closed.
Like every day.
What are you doing in my room?
hunting vampires. Money.
Vampire hunting is a business. Cut necks and cash your checks. Well, things have changed since you got your ass kicked out the union.
If I don't come up with 10K, my wife and my daughter are gonna move to Florida.
Hi, Dad. You're late again.
And the union is the only place that could give me that kind of money.
Your record is chock full of incidents. But he's a new man. One last chance.
This is your final warning.
Let's get cracking.
Vampires just tried to kill me. Now I just pissed my favorite fucking
Hey, everybody pisses himself the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, I didn't. But listen, you did. You know what I see when I see a vamp? Big old dollar sign. Hey, don't you puke in here.
I swallowed it.
Locked and loaded.
Doggy dog in the motherfucking...
Vampires. They live amongst us. And all they are is murderers. It's not eclipse, new moon, breaking dawn, point one. It ain't like that, all right?
Why do you know the names to all the specific Twilight films? What? And what's your gripe with Breaking Dawn Part 2? It's the exciting conclusion of the whole Twilight saga.
Welcome to the day shift, motherfucker.
Works every time.
Murder was the case that they gave me.
That is Day Shift, ladies and gentlemen, starring Jamie Foxx. And, you got some special appearances by Snoop Dogg, Megan Good, which was, it was really cool to see them in this film as well. And, it wasn't bad. I did not like it. Yeah. Definitely action-packed. There's not a moment that goes by to where there isn't some sense of action happening in this film. And of course, it's coming from the same producers of John Wick,
and things of that nature. I'm a John Wick fan,
and John Wick was action packed, beginning to end. So they didn't spare anything by way of highlighting the action in this series. And now my only thing is that this Jamie Foxx's main trouble, which is the moment in time that is being captured in this film, is the fact that he got called to hunt the daughter of this lady who was, I guess, a kingpin of her own, queenpin of her own. And, she's a vampire. And I guess by the time the daughter became a vampire, she was old.
I think the queen pin is old too, but they come in like a different form when they come to Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
however they were birthed, but so Jamie Foxx kills.
I think she's old too, but
yeah, she's old, but because of the age that she became a vampire, she holds her youth, or she ages slow, something to that effect. I don't know, but either way, it was just interesting how that's kind of what sparked Jamie Foxx killing the daughter, who's really an old lady, and the vampire, who's not aged much at all, came to come visit the daughter and realize that she's gotten killed, and how they go about finding out who killed her, and how it leads to Jamie Foxx getting wrapped into this whole world of deeper into vampires, which he was already deep into, but he was trying to work himself out, but gets pulled back in. So, it was just interesting to see that. play out. But it's on Netflix, so you can check that out right now. It's not long at all either. So, you definitely can watch it within a palatable amount of time. And, it's got some familiar faces in it. Snoop Dogg, of course, anytime you see Snoop, you're going to get a laugh or two.
I was going to say, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah. It definitely has some comedy, some humor in there to keep you smiling, cheesing, or even give a chuckle.
Yeah.
So Day Shift, Netflix, that's what's happening right now. And before we go, we want to talk about what's getting ready to come up here this coming Thursday, September 1st. We make our debut of our movie, the highly anticipated sequel to Agent X, the movie. We got AX2 Quarantine. That's hitting Sundial AMC here this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. It's going to probably be one of the biggest red carpet screenings the city has seen here in the city, and we're excited to be debuting this work. It definitely is a community involved work. A lot of familiar faces from within the community actually are playing roles in Agent X2. And we're excited to showcase them to the community. We're excited to showcase the work, so far as to where we are with Agent X2. And, we just got to a point to where, in the post-production and things of that nature, we were like, instead of waiting till you get it all the way to perfection, the community needs to know, we're building Hollywood here, and in building Hollywood, you kind of got to give some glimpses as to what that looks like and what that feels like. And, and to be able to know when you see certain things, how to kind of react and respond to that. And then too, bigger than that, how you can get involved and be a part of Hollywood, because in Hollywood and LA and Atlanta and all these other places, if the communities that these production companies reside in, if the community didn't get involved or lend a hand of support in that, they don't grow to where they are now. We don't know Hollywood as to the way we know it now. We don't know Atlanta the way we know it now. We don't know, New York, Chicago, pick a city that has any major film structure in it. We don't know it the way that we do if people haven't moved there to create the community of that, or the people that actually live there invested themselves into the work as well to help create the community of that and allow it to flourish and be a place where people can get involved and allow that work to grow to the extent that they are. So we have that opportunity here in St. Pete, where we're from, born and raised, majority of us, and we have been over the years just really trying to work and groom the community into seeing that we can have our own Hollywood right here, and we have the talent to do that. And you don't have to leave. You can keep that talent right here, and we have enough resources to where we can make some really major and big things happen. And so that's what the culmination of Agent X, the series, is all about. And this is just part 2 of the series. We're going to show a little bit of this trailer, and we'll close out pretty soon after that.
That's the guy from the office. X, calm down.
Come on, what's going on, man? Novel coronavirus, better known as COVID-19.
That could possibly open the door to a biological warfare that nobody sees.
Danger's nothing new. Sander Kelly, also known as Samson, regarded for his bravery and ability to maneuver in complex situations.
You are a bad man. Bad man. A lot of bodies and a lot of death on the way.
That's the guy from the office. X, calm down.
Come on, what's
The character that I play, of course, as Agent X, it's just like the James Bond series. It's one of those where if you didn't see the one before this one, it's okay, because you can watch this one and it picks up on a whole new storyline with some characters from the old one, but you can still follow it without having to know anything major from the first one, which is a beautiful thing about how this one is crafted. Written and directed by Jabbar Edmond, co-written and co-directed by myself, and it really was a good time. We got to not only shoot here in St. Pete, but we also got to shoot in Arizona. We also got to shoot in Las Vegas. We got to shoot in Detroit, Michigan. We got to shoot in Atlanta. And so we got to shoot in some really cool cities. And this was all during the time of the pandemic. Oh, wow. And so we got some unique opportunities to be able to do this because we were independents and we're not a major crew. When they started making the stipulations on how many people can be on a crew, things of nature, it worked perfect for us because, as independents, you're wearing multiple hats and a whole bunch of people, you don't really have them. So, we worked with what we had and we were able to, film and produce this during the time of the pandemic. And we've been kind of working on it. And we're now at a place now to where it's like, okay, we can at least now debut it to the community to allow them to see what we've been working on and what we will be working on as we continue to move forward and tweaking and adding this and, doing certain things to perfect it. And so we're excited for this opportunity that's coming up this Thursday at Sundial AMC. And we are hoping that the city does as it do when we are doing our thing, that they will show up and that they will, continue to show the support. And not only that, be inspired to get involved. And that's what we're all about. I mean, let's look at what we have here at PowerPlugRadio. We have a lot of community members that get an opportunity to do something that they've always dreamed about, seen others do. And now they get to be those people that are doing those things. And when you have, stations like PowerPlugRadio that's open to the community to give you opportunity, you can't help but blossom and grow and get better.
Right.
And so that's really what it's all about. And so, so that's that, ladies and gentlemen. We will come back with more Raising Canaan and some of our other shows on next week. We definitely have a new movie to talk about. And I don't know, anything you want to leave the people with?
No, Kawana? If they can go ahead and check out the new movie we're going to talk about, that would be great. Yes. Please check out the new movie that we're going to talk about. And what's that movie again? The Gray Man. The Gray Man, yes, which is currently right now on Netflix. You can watch it right now. You can watch it later. You can watch it tomorrow. You can watch it this weekend. Just make sure you watch it before Thursday so we don't spoil nothing for you. Exactly. Because that's exactly what's going to happen, because we're going to talk about it even more. So if there is nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for being with us. I am Cranston Cumberbatch. I'm Kawana Norman. And this is The Way We See It.
This is the way we see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it.